from Crilly.
Deputy President, honoured guests, ladies and gentlemen, it's my great pleasure to have been asked to give this citation today to the wonderful man who is Paddy Glackin. Paddy is one of Ireland's most eminent fiddle players, a shining light in the popular wave of the Irish folk revival from the 1970s, as well as being an illustrious broadcaster and producer and a respected authority on the history of traditional music in Ireland. It is entirely fitting that he featured in an iconic album from the 1980s showcasing the cream of Irish performers entitled The High Kings of Tara, as he is indeed musical royalty and something of a legend. Born in Clontarf, Dublin in 1954, his musical talent was recognised at an early age. In a 2021 interview, he recalled how Clontarf was no hotbed of traditional music and that he received a fiddle rather than a football at the age of 6. He inherited a love of music, particularly from his father, who we'd often hear at night time, playing softly with the aid of a clothes peg for a mute. Glackin technically honed his natural ability by taking classical violin classes at the College of Music in Chatham Row in Dublin, while music was a frequent and vibrant presence in the home. He was exposed to leading players of the time, being taken to the Church Street Club on Wednesday evenings during school holidays and to the Thomas Street Pipers Club on Saturdays. He began to participate in live sessions at the age of 12 and was playing with esteemed figures on the scene by 15, one example being the great piper Tommy Reck. Initially adopting the fiddling style of his father's native Donegal, he would master a variety of approaches, influenced by musicians like John Doherty, Tommy Potts and Pádraig O'Keeffe. He became fiddle champion at the All-Ireland Flacule in 1973. It was during his time as a student here in UCD that Glackin became exposed to Dublin's vibrant traditional music scene, and his involvement in Gael Lynn would lead to creating a group that was to become, in 1975, the Bothy Band. With an inimitable membership that also included Donal Lunny, Paddy Keenan, Matt Beloy and Tony McMahon, this ensemble garnered widespread critical acclaim and became a significant force in 1970s traditional music. His sometime collaborator Andy Irvine famously wrote a song entitled Never Tire of the Road, but tire of the road he did, as he related in a 2013 interview. He said, "My gravitation was in a slightly different direction. I went into radio. I joined RTE as a producer and ended up in sports. I then moved around current affairs and became arts and features editor. I was radio sports editor until last year." However, Glackin continued to make celebrated recordings of traditional Irish music. Notable albums include Glackin from 1977, Dublin 1978, In Full Spate 1921 and Reprise 2001. He has performance, composition, arrangements and production credits on over 60 album releases. This even includes a recording with the great American composer of Oratorio, John Cage's avant-garde Irish circus on Finnegan's Wake, thus linking him to the great literary tradition of this country and indeed this university. More recently he played with LAPD, a supergroup also featuring Lunny, Irvine, Liam O'Flynn, that the Irish Independent memorably dubbed Trad Zeppelin in a 2013 review. Glackin is widely regarded as one of the leading experts in Irish traditional music in the country. He has had a venerable career as a broadcaster with RTE, most notably as presenter of the long-running radio series The Long Note and the much-loved TV series The Pure Drop. He has worked as a curator and archivist of traditional music, and he was the Traditional Music Officer for the Arts Council of Ireland. He has maintained a connection with his alma mater, working with the National Folklore Collection at UCD, partly helping to complete the 220-page illustrated book, The Other World, Music and Song from Irish Tradition, that was published in 2012. In preparing my words for today, I thought I should approach some of my own colleagues in music who would have encountered and worked with Paddy Glackin over the years, and I'd just like to share some of the glowing personal testimonials that I received from them. A thoughtful and studious approach to music making and its history. There is great drive and vibrancy in his playing. He's a great man to tell a story which explains why he was such a successful presenter and producer on TV radio. And one friend spoke of the album Dublin, a recording he made with piper Paddy Glackin, as one of the finest traditional duo albums ever released. And lastly, I think very highly of him, not just from a performance side, but all across the board in relation to traditional music. He's a brilliant man. And I'd just like to conclude by quoting a 2013 review from the Journal of Music about LAPD, which describes how he has etched a reputation as one of our premier fiddlers, steely yet divinely delicate. Pre honorabilis pro praeses tutaque universitas, presento vobis hunc meam filium, quem scio tam moribus quam doctrina habilem, et edonium esse qui admitatur, honoris causa, ad doctrum doctoratus in literis, idique tibi fidi mea testor ac spondeo totique academiae.
Ego auctoritate mihi concessa admitto te ad gradum doctoratus in literis honoris causa.
Calling onto the stage two more of our wonderful honorees from this afternoon. Mary Bergen is joining us, and Paddy Glackin. Mary Bergen is, of course, a world-leading exponent of the tin whistle, known for her adventurous and technically accomplished style. When her solo album Fado Augustin was released in 1979, it totally broke the mold and reinvigorated tin whistle players everywhere, myself included. We're also incredibly lucky to have with us Paddy Glackin, one of our great virtuoso fiddle players with roots also in the Donegal tradition. Founding member of the Bothy Band, Paddy's played with all the greats and is not just an outstanding fiddle player, but he's one of the leading experts on Irish traditional music on planet Earth. So it's wonderful to have them with us. They're getting themselves work right here. Ladies and gentlemen, our wonderful honorees, Mary Bergen and Paddy Glackin, Crilly Golden, accompanied by Dublin.
Anyway, we're going to start off with two jigs. The first one is called Apples in Winter, and the second one is called The Top of the Road. So.
All right. 4 and 3, 4 and 2.
three reels now. We're going to play the Temple House, Greg's Pipes, and a tune called Anderson's. So thank you very much indeed. Yeah.
43.
Yeah.
Thank you very much to Dublin, Mary Bergen and Paddy Glackin.